First of all, y'all remember the whole phrase, the media is the message. Well, the fact that we're here is a message in itself, so thanks for everyone being here. I came in June of 2010. I don't have a PowerPoint. I told Gwyneth it was on purpose, but basically I forgot. So anyway, I came in June 2010. The problem that we had in Porterdale is they didn't have a comprehensive plan, which was a problem because the state won't let a jurisdiction get a grant without a comprehensive plan. So that was the first order of business. We scurried around and got in touch with the good folks at the Fanning Institute, which is out of the University of Georgia. And they're an important part of this whole story. Langford Holbrook was the lead planner of the charette process and the comprehensive planning process that led us to the acquisition of the comprehensive plan, which in itself led to a whole lot of other good stuff. As I was thinking about coming here, I remembered on the stem of my mountain bike that I used to have in the 90s until my younger son left it in front of our Tybee yard. And there are a lot of folks at Tybee that, for many reasons, don't have driver's license. They saw my nice, Gary Fisher Kia and took it. So I don't have it anymore. I used to pretend I wasn't in my late 40s and mountain biked and had a broken wrist. I'm still pretending I'm in my late 50s and the heck with it. I'm going to keep doing stuff like this. The comprehensive plan was approved in 2011. Since then, with the help of a lot of other folks, including Cheryl, who is a grant writer extraordinaire, and Marty Boyd, who has successfully written 2 or 3 grants for us. I hardly ever plug private for-profit organizations, but I'll do this. Carter & Sloop is our engineering firm out of Athens and Macon. Marty Boyd is a civil engineer, but he can also write well, which is, I tease him about that. He's a tech grad, he's a good engineer, and he writes extremely well. He wrote the successful grant for the Land and Water Conservation Fund that we didn't think we were going to get, but we got. Cheryl wrote the successful grant for the Recreational Trails Program, the deadline for which is November 30th for this next round, but Cheryl's already got her eyes on something that she needs for plugging in a segment over here. But for y'all's areas and your region, that's a deadline to remember. One of the things I'd like to emphasize is to recognize your weaknesses. My weakness is I hate grant writing. I can do it, but I don't like to write. I have attention span of a gnat, and I like to be out and moving around, that sort of thing. So we asked everybody to help us. We asked the University of Georgia. Obviously, they charge a fee, but it's very reasonable. The University of Georgia's College of Environmental Design, which used to be a landscape architecture program, is going to be doing a planning charrette November 9th, 10th, and 11th over at the Party on Main, which is owned by one of our council members. I told the lady that's helping us with that, Jennifer Lewis, that Party on Main is a really good name for UGA students, right? But she wants us to downplay that, right? And we're not going to party. We're going to be doing plans and that sort of thing, make conceptual designs. But back to the comprehensive plan, it's led to a $98,000 Land and Water Conservation Fund grant to acquire trailhead properties. It's led to the $116,000 Recreational Trail Program grant, and we're going to get the notice to proceed on that next week. We met with Brian Alexander from the state of Georgia this past week, and we've crossed all the hurdles. And as far as getting folks to help you, we've asked the Northeast Georgia Regional Commission out of Athens to help us with grant administration, because I don't like doing that either. Jim Moneyhun is going to administer the T grant, which y'all may or may not know is the Department of Transportation Enhancement Grant. It's going to be doing a trail immediately adjacent to the depot. It's going to be doing the interior of the depot, and be basically where the Yak Club is now, but it's because of the glacial pace of federal grants, it's going to be a while. So Lamar and Kimberly can have that for a while. Thank goodness. They're doing a great job as a sort of a gatekeeper and a guide and helping the local economy. We've also gotten, because Porterdale is so small, any grant or any infusion of money we get in the little area here has multiplier effects and has an effect on the entire downtown. We've gotten a $266,000 community development block grant for housing up here. And all this mix and perfect storm and whatever cliche you want to use is a result directly of having a comprehensive plan. Also, you get folks involved that like to paddle and kayak and walk on trails. The demographics that she pointed out earlier are the demographics that we want coming to Porterdale. We want them to come to Judy's shop. We want them to come to the Yak Club, the barbecue place, Jimbo's. And I'd be remiss in not thanking Mr. Walter Davis of Davis Associates, who let us use this for free. It would be a heck of a lot more money. And now this space is being occupied by a company called Beyond Details, which is a white linen tablecloth, crystal, real silver sort of thing. And they do catering, that sort of thing. They have a website, Beyond Details. It's beautiful. They've done the landscaping out here. It was really nice to begin with. They've even enhanced what Walter's done, which is typically excellent. We also had SPLOS money, which serves as a match for a lot of this, that we're going to be using to doing a repurposing project for the old 5 minutes, she said. That means 4:59, 4:58. So we've got a repurposing project for the gym. We had SPLOS money for that. Interestingly enough, for the women here, it was designed in 1938 by a female architect. 1938, AIA architect. And it's going to be used as a wedding venue, a concert venue. It's going to be open air. Has anybody been to Barnsley Gardens, that area up there? It's going to be similar to that. It really is. It's not going to be the romantic antebellum feel, but it's still going to be romantic. You're going to have people all excited about having their wedding, maybe their first, their second, their third, who knows. But anyhow, there's going to be a tie-in to this, obviously. If they're outdoorsy, they can paddle. All the demographics are intertwining to get at the kind of folks that we want. Because towns and jurisdictions like money, we have to pay the employees, have to pay town managers, and that sort of thing. And the demographics outside of that which you can see on the main street is plural, which is another advantage, so to speak, of having poor folks here. But they are, a lot of folks in this situation look like they, for no reason of their own, for not having the advantages that we all have, looked like they're maybe out of like a 1930-something WPA black and white documentary. I mean, they're really, really challenged here. And it's a very poor town. The demographics are 20% of those on the other side of 81 up here toward Covington are at or below the national poverty rate, so we got the CDBG grant, so we have a lot of good stuff going on. In the Fanning Institute annual report, which is coming out in the next month or two, I've got an article that tells about the details of this. Basically, it's called the City of Porterdale Comprehensive Planning and Conceptual Planning for Yellow River Park. A new comprehensive plan opens the doors to funding for housing and recreation. So that'll be coming out soon. And I want to get y'all's emails address and the organization websites and that sort of thing. Tanya's been preaching to me about getting on social media. I just refuse to get on Facebook. There's something about it that really bugs me. So she sends me photos with and it is usually prefaced by saying, "Since you're not on Facebook, I'm keeping you in the loop." You can feel the tone. Since you're not on Facebook, I'm not going to be on Facebook. So I may use LinkedIn. I may use this pin thing. What is this thing? The Pinterest. Speaking of studies and demographics, evidently, the folks at the University of Georgia Small Business Development Center said that 85 or 90% of the people that use Pinterest are women. So a lot of them have romantic and fuzzy types of photographs on it, Not that I'm being sexist, because I like romantic and fuzzy things too. I really do, I promise. Anyway, so they're going to enjoy having their weddings over here. We're going to have the gym on Pinterest. My wife, who's not here because she's doing a reading group for the kids around here, is Dory Stiles, a wonderful person. I couldn't do anything that I do without her. She suggested to have a webcam on the gym as we develop things. So we're excited about that. We're going to do that. Thank you all for being here. I know I've rambled a bit, but still the annual report for Fanning is going to be sort of a compilation of all this. I don't know if you know about Fanning. It's a part of the outreach. Land-grant universities have public service missions. That's part of their public service mission. They're at Athens. One other thing, we like to think that the Yellow River is short, but it's like a beginner slope for skis. It's good for folks that are just starting out that may have an intimidation factor in paddling or kayaking. The state parks and historic sites are trying to get more folks that ordinarily aren't exposed to this sort of thing, more diversity, African Americans, people that are brand new to it, inner city folks. We want to attract them. And also, one more thing before I go, I have an Android phone, and I'm not Neanderthal when it comes to all technology. There's an app for a phone. I think you have it for your iPhone, but I know you have it for Android. It's called Park Ranger. It's an application for the Georgia State Parks and Recreation. You can download it. It's free. It's got a little GPS that tells you where the nearest park is, where all the facilities. It's really cool. And I actually downloaded it. It's successful. So, Gwyneth and the folks that organized this will have my email address somewhere. The city's website is a work in progress. And thank you all for being here. By the way, Ann Wynn is here. Stand up. You have to stand up to be noticed, really. Stand on the chair. Ann is one of your speakers. My wife said, that's old, Bob. Stop it with the height thing, but I can't help it. She's a really, really bright young woman. She's going to have her own firm really soon, if she doesn't already. She's going to locate at Porterdale and have an adjunct ranch in New York City and Eastern Europe. She's going to be a part. She's in the School of Environmental Design. She is going to be part of that charette process November 9th, 10th, and 11th. Thank you all.